Alright, I've just been told we're live, so hello. Welcome to Lovely Planet. Oh yeah, I do need to count down. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, we're going to get this started. This is going to be Lovely Planet. Any percent. We're going to shoot some things. I have Sigma with me.
Yo, how's it going?
Sigma was the long-standing world record holder of this game for over a year. So he knows a lot of the game. He knows all the game. So.
And then other people played it.
Other people played it, unfortunately. Alright. We're gonna start this off in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so how would you describe Lovely Planet to these lovely people watching?
Lovely Planet is a nice, quick, individual level shooter. So you get to basically just rush to the end goal in every level. That's the overarching goal. You also see him take a moment to shoot a few enemies. You have to kill every enemy on each level to progress through it, and then get to the end. So, very simple. We're just going to do this about 56 times at any percent on various levels, the shortest one that we can find.
Yeah,
And
any percent, the difference between any percent and all levels, as the name kind of implies. So the worlds have a certain amount of levels you have to complete for each of them. So on any percent, we've just taken the fastest, however many worlds you need to, or levels you need to complete in each world. And sorry, I was doing 112. Completely lost my train of thought. I got it at second try.
Yeah.
112
112 is super hard. It's like the hardest jump in the game right there. So it's nice that it comes, 30, 40 seconds into the run. You don't have to reset over it too much in serious attempts.
So getting it second try is not too difficult, or not too.
And it even saves time over not trying it. So that's awesome. So we're already done with City. We're moving on to the second world in the game, which is Village. It introduces some new mechanics that don't really matter. I think basically just jump pads and maybe some spikes on the ground.
I believe this is the first time they have apples, correct? Or whatever these fruit are. And when the apples touch the ground, you fail, so you don't want them to touch the ground. Fun fact! Wait, oh. I completely lost track of where I was menuing. Menuing is the toughest part of the speedrun for me. By far. Oops.
The one issue with being able to skip levels at any percent is that you have to skip the right number of levels. You have to remember how much you need to mash tab to get to the right one. That civilian,
yeah, he's just standing there, there's no reason to shoot him at all. It's like, I haven't shot that guy ever before. So during a marathon, why not just show him who's boss? So this jump.
You gotta show off the death scream,
Yeah, this shot you have to do on 210 is one of the reasons we use crosshairs in this game, is because that shot is incredibly difficult otherwise, because the hitboxes are a lot larger than they look, which is good when you're trying to hit someone, but when there's a villager standing in front of the thing you're trying to hit, and you really don't want to hit the villager, it does pose a bit of a problem. So I'm basically not even aiming at the enemy there. I'm aiming kind of to the side of him.
Yeah, that level actually used to not be in any percent until we decided that making this long shot and hopefully not clipping the top of the villager was reasonable enough.
Oops, I completely forgot there was an enemy there. How do you just forget people are there? I don't know.
Using their stealth skills.
Turn their cloaking on.
Yeah.
So this is probably the hardest level for Village. You have to shoot an enemy as you're flying by. I don't think there's a way to go back and shoot him if you miss him, correct? There might be a way, but it's really slow. And then you have to shoot all three of the apples in the air. And the way your gun works is if you're kind of moving to the right or the left, your bullets tend to go that direction. So you're not even aiming straight at the apples, you're aiming at where they're supposed to be, or where they're going to be, and then kind of to the side of that as well. You can also jump on enemies' heads. I think we've done that a few times. It doesn't kill you. So we use it a little bit to skip a few sections of the game. We used it in well actually we jumped off a villager's head in 112. It lets you do some silly stuff.
That head jump he just did there is nice and tightly timed. Because jump just before he shoots his second shot, and if you're a little late killing him, he just kills you right away.
This is one of the harder new strats that have been added really recently. You have to snipe one of the enemies really far away, And then while you're doing that, strafe onto one of these hills, which are all made up of triangles, and some of them you can walk on, some that you can't. Whoa, I messed that up. I didn't even mess up the hard part of that level. I messed up the very final shot on the guy that's really far away. I just didn't wait long enough.
Brutal.
Yeah. It's fun when you get the hard parts.
This is the third world of levels in this game, and it introduces some mechanics that actually do matter. So all the dudes with yellow hats, they shoot homing bullets. And unlike the enemies we've seen so far, you actually have to hit them directly to kill them. You can't just shoot their bullets out of the air. And the homing bullets chase you to the ends of the earth, and they move faster than you, so you have to hit the bullets in midair to not die. In some cases you can bait them into hills and stuff, but mostly you're going to be shooting them.
So this is like one of the only levels that I actually routed, or changed the route for, I guess. And there's a reason why. It's because it's a horrible route that saves time, but is really dumb. It was so bad I had to do it twice, so you guys could see it again. I don't even know who I missed actually. But if you don't hit everyone, it makes a really unhappy sound and you have to go do it again.
Running this game basically comes down to how many times you're willing to sell your soul to save 1 second on a level, and how many times you're willing to reset for some silly strat like that.
Apparently over 3,000 times is the answer.
There you go.
Nah, I don't know how many resets we have between just like me, you, and Taker. It's gotta be a lot.
I don't really want to think about it.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah, I've like...
So people always ask in these levels, what does that like high-pitched noise going on? Those are kind of mines, sort of. They prime as you get close to them, and then they kill you if you stay in them too long, but the amount of time you have to stay in them is like 3 seconds, so they never ever kill you in a speedrun. It's very easy to dodge them.
It's supposed to speed you along if you're not in a speedrun, but obviously since we're going fast, it's not really... It should never be an issue, though sometimes like you'll fall off of a hill into one or other things. But yeah, we are forgetting level orders again. There we go. My brain can only hold so many.
The only good thing about all levels, the run might be twice as long, way harder, but you don't have to remember which levels to play. You just keep playing.
Yeah, you just keep playing. I'll still figure out a way to mess it up. I'll get to the end of the run and it'll just be like, oh, that's just one level I forgot to do. No clue which one that was.
Yeah, nothing like getting to the end of the world and you're ready to menu into the next one and it's not unlocked yet.
You have to be careful on these hills right here. If you're too fast and you take too direct of an angle to the end post, the guy will shoot at one of the villagers. So this is new forward 1 strat. There we go. Or new for me, not new for anyone else. You're supposed to shoot into the fog and kill the guy, but there's a backup if you miss him, or you shoot aimlessly, and it works sometimes. Which is...
It's pretty nice because the backup is still faster than not doing that strat, but that's definitely one of the harder strats.
Yeah, that's why we have a back for it, because it would really suck to get this far and then fail in the very first level of the last, well, not last, but last for any percent world. The thing they add for Swamp, other than the fog that makes everything really difficult and annoying, is the triangular, tall, red enemies that have the yellow hats on, which will make high-pitched noises and then explode if you leave them for too long. Which should never happen in a speedrun, but sometimes you'll just miss a dude and explode for no reason. It'd be pretty good.
Yeah, there's a couple levels where they can be threatening on if you don't hit them fast enough. Also, because we didn't get enough homing bullets in the last world, they just added, you know, enemy-less homing bullets in this
Yeah,
one.
they just appear out of nowhere. The apples can be fairly dangerous in this, but there's a visual sort of cue for it where you can see the blue stars for where the apples launch, so you kind of have a feeling of where to land, but there's a few things like this strat here where I jumped right past the flagpole and almost messed it up. That was very shady, very sketchy, but it worked. Alright, I'm gonna try an IL strat on the next level, so we'll see if that works.
It's always fun.
Yeah, that's what this game has become, is just trying to add more IL strats until it works. There we go, I got it. Yay!
Nice, dude.
I don't get that on most runs. Marathon luck has swung around my direction this time. I did a slightly easier way, but it's weird because like slightly difference in movement on that level changes your end time by like half a second at least, which is a lot in this game, as you can imagine. That's kind of the nice thing about an IL-based game like this, is just, or nice thing and horrible thing, is just how much you can like really grind out a level and how much you can get consistent at it, or at least somewhat consistent at it, and then the times you end up getting are ridiculous. And the gold splits you have, like your sum of best is pretty much unreachable because of how segmented your splits are.
Yeah.
So that is the 420 skip, or 420 skip. So we can avoid memes, because memes are not allowed, obviously. And we are at the last level of the game. So we don't have to do mountain, because when you unlock mountain, you unlock the last level of the game. So you can just menu the last level and skip everything else. Because mountain is a horrible place to be, and no one wants to be there. It's not a lovely part of Lovely Planet. So we're actually almost done. I'll be calling for time now. So hopefully that was a good time. It was definitely underestimate. I didn't mess up that much. But there's Lovely Planet, guys. We're going up on our rocket ship. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the acid trip that we just went on. It was a lot of fun. It's definitely, if this looked fun at all, you should pick it up and torture yourself with playing this video game. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, thank you Sigma so much for explaining things while I pretended to focus for 12 minutes.
Yeah, that was a great run actually. It was like 10:30.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's very good actually. That was my PB like a few months ago. My PB dropped down really quickly and then just stopped. Just plateaued. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for Shots Fired for letting me show off this fun video game again. And best of luck to Nerd Squared, who is doing his RE7 run right after this, which will be a very fun time. If you don't mind people losing their arms and getting hit with axes and stuff. So the complete opposite of this game. So yeah, stick around for that.